Well, Rob, they say you can meet anybody on Super Bowl week on Radio Row, and there I was minding my own business, looked up and I thought, I recognise that face. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
It's great seeing you. It's been a few years.
Has been a while. There's been a little pandemic in between, which disrupted things.
Yeah.
Changes of jobs as well.
Yeah, I think it might have been the Super Bowl the last time the Niners
in
played
Miami.
the Chiefs.
Yeah,
or in Miami. Yep. And I went deaf in that game and still never recovered in my right ear. It's never come back. So I got that as a lasting impression of that time, but great to see you.
Yeah, likewise. You're now working with the Raiders organization.
Right.
It's been a period of change over the last couple of months. Antonio Pierce now confirmed in situ as the permanent head coach. And from everybody I speak to around here that's involved with the organization, it's unmistakable. There's an upbeat feel, positivity about it.
Oh yeah, he's great. I mean, coaching together with him on defense, and then when he was promoted to the head coach, an interim coach, he did a tremendous job, and our defense really responded. We were number one in the league, the entire league since he took over. So we got our identity from him, and he's a great man. He's himself. I love him. There's nobody like him. And look, he was a short, undersized linebacker. They had all those Hall of Famers around him with the Giants, but he was the captain. Yeah. This guy is a leader. He's a leader of men, and he's from Compton, the tough streets out there. You can't get any tougher than Antonio Pierce, and he gave our team an identity, and we're going to have that going forward.
And that's what Raider Nation has been crying out for years now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a genuine article. So, you used to play games here in Vegas, and we never had a home field advantage. Well, that all changed when AP came. All of a sudden, fans are showing up. It looked, it's a home field advantage now, and we beat the teams in our conference the last 3 times we played and beat every one of them. So they know what they got to look forward to with us going forward.
And Raiders fans will love hearing that, because that hasn't necessarily been the attitude over the last few years. And you look at that AFC West going into next season now. Obviously the Chargers have got Coach Harbaugh in charge. Sean Payton is hoping to turn things around in Denver, and you've got these Chiefs back in the Super Bowl again. It's going to be a heck of a division, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. And but you got 3 great coaches. Well, we also got Antonio Pierce, who's a great coach. So 4 great head coaches, 4 great teams, and it's going to be a great division for sure, and we're looking forward to it. Our players are really excited about going forward under AP, and they work their tails off to make it happen, and we're not going to let him down, that's for sure.
What can we expect from the Raiders in the off-season then, and looking ahead to 2024?
Well, I mean, Tom Telesco is our GM. I mean, he's one of the best in the business, and then getting AP, we had several new coaches come, so we have to get everybody up to speed on that, and we have a new offense coordinator, Luke Getsy, so a lot to look forward to in Raider Nation, and then of course you got the upcoming draft. We're going to add some good players, so we're excited about it in free agency, so it's a never-ending deal, you know that.
Absolutely. Okay, let's look ahead to Sunday's matchup then, because by general consensus, I don't think anybody can argue that 49ers have been the best team out of the NFC week in, week out this year. And yet the Chiefs, despite all their detractors, their critics, come the business end of the season, they find a way to get it done. How do you view this matchup?
Well, I think it's going to, right now that's the 2 great teams that are going at it with unbelievable offensive coaches. 2 of the best offensive coaches in football going at it. And they've got 2 really good defenses. Kansas City has been really well coached by Steve Spagnuolo.
Number 2
They've done a great
overall
job.
Defense this year.
Right, and then San Francisco's always had a good defense. So it's going to be a heck of a game. It really is, and it's going to be cool to see the chess game that goes on between those offensive coaches against 2 of the better defensive coaches as well.
Talk to us a little bit about the Chiefs' defensive unit, because it strikes me that the moment that things turned in their favor towards the end of the season was the moment Patrick Mahomes came out and said, look, we've got the defense is the best unit on this team. If I don't turn the ball over, we will win games. And since then, that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he says, and the thing is, he's so dangerous, Patrick Mahomes, and the last team to beat him was us with the Raiders. But we came in, we were a pretty highly motivated team that game, so
you got a couple
really
of
didn't matter
well.
who was going to play that team. We were going to win that game. But he's outstanding, obviously, and Mahomes, like all leaders, going to take the blame for all the losses and give the credit to his teammates when they win. But that's what a great leader does. But Patrick Mahomes, make no doubt about it, is the best offensive player in this league, and he'll be the best one on the field Sunday as well.
They start this game as, albeit narrow underdogs, they are underdogs. Patrick Mahomes, incredibly, in 6 years as a starter, he's only gone into 12 games with the Chiefs as underdogs. He has a 9-3 winning record in those games. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a great guy. They got great teammates too now. You know, Mahomes of all things, you know, took a cap-friendly hit so he could keep some teammates. And but that's the type of leader he is, and he's a special player. There's no question. But it is amazing, you know, because you can't overlook the fact that Andy Reid's a head coach as well. I mean, one of the best in the business that ever did it. So you know, they're hard to beat for sure.
Look at it from a defensive perspective. If the 49ers are to overcome this number 2 ranked defense of the Chiefs, what must they do on Sunday?
Well, they got to run the ball because that sets up all their play action. That's where Purdy's at his best. When you give him a time, you know, a chance to get a quick read, and he can throw. Remember, most of their yards are run after the catch, so it's a quick run and then quick play action. Get the ball out of his hands to these receivers that can make plays, and they're loaded with players. So that's what they got to do, in my opinion. They run the ball, you know, nearly as good as anybody in the league. You know, so I think they have to run the ball to be at their best, and they also got to start fast. You saw in Detroit, that didn't go well for them, and they were lucky to win that game. Detroit had a beat on San Francisco's defense, and they were in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, so but they came back in halftime. They took advantage of a couple little miscues by Detroit, and the game changed. But they're going to have to play better than that on Sunday if they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Equally, flip that equation. How do the Chiefs overcome the Niners' defense? What is one thing they must do on Sunday?
Well, I think they got to keep them off balance like they do, you know, with the running game. I think Pacheco plays a big factor in this game. You can run the ball in San Francisco. There's no question about it. And they have to do that, and, you know, Andy will. But also, they need to do a better job of disguising their coverage. That was their problem last week. They didn't disguise well, and they were getting killed. So
and Mahomes is going to see that.
No, Mahomes going to know, and so is Andy. So you have to disguise your coverage well if you're going to have a chance. Now, they have talent everywhere on that defense. So they're loaded with talent, loaded with players. So they match up well, you know, one-on-one matchups against Kansas City's players. So biggest thing there is you got to try to figure out a way to stop Kelsey, and then you know, take your chances with the other guys. But if you don't disguise your coverage, you're going to be in for a long day. Yeah, for sure. Okay, just final question then, Rob. What does your gut tell you going into this game? Are we going to see the Chiefs create a little bit of history and go back-to-back? No team since the Patriots at the turn of the century has done that. Or do the 49ers finally end that 29-year drought and bring one back to the Bay Area? Well, Kansas City's in my division, so there's no way I'm picking them. I'm going to take the Niners, and I hope Anthony Lynn gets that running game going. You know, so when they get a lead, to remind Shanahan to run the ball to win the Super Bowl. He's had a couple chances already, and it didn't go that way. So we'll see what happens this time around.
You're a wise man, Rob Ryan. Look, great seeing you.
Great seeing
Fantastic to have you on the show. All the best for the future, and we'll certainly stay in touch and watch with interest.
All right, my friend. Good luck with the new endeavor.
Thank you very much.
All right.